Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remember blessed.
A former federal lawmaker, Senator Victor Ume, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shane.
I forgot to mention that you're a former national chairman of ABGA too.
Yes, thank you, Shane. And good evening, listeners and watchers.
Greater Nigeria. Today you're meeting, for the sake of our viewers, what brought about Greater Nigeria Group?
By that name, you see that our vision is that Nigeria should be great. And looking at how things have gone on in Nigeria, that greatness is eluding Nigeria. We have crisis everywhere, crisis of confidence, crisis of trust in the polity, and so on and so forth. The Nzuko Monna, which is a global think tank of professionals and intellectuals from the Southeast region, decided to put up this conference, which we call the Greater Nigeria Conference.
How long has the Greater Nigeria Group existed?
Well, for the purpose of this event, about 5 months now.
Okay.
And our central objective is to show that the Southeast Nigeria has an array of competent people who can be present in Nigeria.
So that's the agenda.
Yes, the
to
agenda
showcase
that
our the Igbo nation is united.
Yes, can provide leadership to this country.
Okay.
That has been eluding the nation. And on the basis of equity and fairness, we think very strongly that in 2023, based on all considerations, that the next president should come from the Southeast.
All right, we'll get to discuss that in details. I understand that your chairman is Chief Okwesile Unwodo, the former governor, national chairman of the PDP, and you are the vice chairman, former national chairman of ABGA.
Yes.
So you're showing diversity in your committee, because the reason why I've asked you to explain this is the allegations always leveled against Igbo politicians that you find it difficult to unite. Is this one of the objectives, to show that you can unite?
Well, unity of interest is paramount in this conference. The entire Southeast, both the leaders of all the various groups from the Southeast, share in this aspiration that the president of Nigeria in 2023 should come from the Southeast. So we are united by that aspiration, that somebody from the Southeast should be given the opportunity to lead Nigeria from 2023. And when you dissolve it down, you see that from what we are doing, like you observed, I was former national chairman of ABGA, and Okwimodo was, His Excellency Okwimodo was former national chairman of the PDP, you know. Then other promoters of this event, like Senator Chris Anyanwu and Secretary of Nzuko Monna and many others, you know, all come from the South with various separate backgrounds. But what is bringing everybody together is that need to ensure that equity and fairness prevails in Nigeria. And for all of us that are from the Southeast of Nigeria, we cannot be hanging separately, hoping that presidency will come to the Southeast. That's why we came together to say, because most times when you are interviewed on televisions and all that, people will put the question to you that the Southeast people are not serious. They don't have competent and acceptable candidates that can become president of Nigeria. We regard that as an insult, and that's why we decided to put up this event. And today, I'm sure by looking at the array of aspirants from the Southeast, all of them are excellent people who can be president of Nigeria and offer quality leadership.
I think there needs to be a correction, because we're on national television, and we also, people watching, Nigerians and non-Nigerians alike, are watching. And I try as much as possible, as a patriotic Nigerian, to also put these record that there is no place in Nigeria that you will not find any competent. Even to the minutest ethnic group in Nigeria, there are competent people that can lead this nation. And I'm not sure that anybody will come on television or radio or whatever, speak on the newspaper and say, there are no competent people from the Igbo extraction or from the Southeast. I mean, I just wanted to put it on record that Nigerians are blessed, and Nigeria, across every aspect, every nook and cranny, are blessed with competent people. Yes. But the question that they always put to the Igbo people is that they always face their commerce and trade and business, and they're not they might be united when it comes to doing business together, but when it comes to politics, especially the national politics, they're not very united. What do you think? Because let's go to the problem, because we'll go into the solution. What do you think is a problem? Why has unity eluded in some way the Southeast politics?
I think that assertion is wrong. One is that if you go back to the history of Nigeria, the people of the Southeast have been very prominent in providing political leadership in this country for a long time. The late Right Honorable Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was the first Governor General of Nigeria, the first President of Nigeria, is from the Southeast. The first President of the Senate, Dr. Nwafọ Orizu, was from the Southeast. So it's not like saying that the Southeasterners are engaged in commerce and business all the time. We have provided energetic leadership at the highest level in this country in the past. In the First Republic, the first President of the Senate, the first Governor General, then those ceremonial President, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was from the Southeast. So we've always shown interest in providing leadership to Nigeria in a democratic setting. It's gone on like that, and what happened is that a twist changed the scenario, and it became a situation where somebody from the Southeast will always be wished away when it comes to providing leadership at the highest level, which we regard as a conspiracy that was greatly unfounded.
Where did that start from?
Well, the accident of the Civil War, everybody knows about it. After the Civil War, conscious efforts were made to deny the Southeastern people from aspiring to the highest leadership in Nigeria. If you were at the conference today, you will see it clearly from the guest speaker's presentation, Dr. Bitrus Pogu. He pointed out clearly that in 1979, 9 years after the war, Shagari became president with Dr. Alex Ekwueme pairing him as vice president. And in 1983, there was a coup that toppled Shagari. By his own judgment, he felt that that coup was principally to stop Alex Ekwueme from succeeding Shagari in 1987. So they distorted
Dr. Pogu's
argument. Yes, that's what he said in his paper. And people cheered it because that looked like the reason. From there, one military intervention or the other led on until 1999, when democracy returned.
All right.
Alex Ekwueme aspired to be president. He was the founding chairman of the PDP. He led the G34 and other associations to form the PDP. He was being said to be the next president of Nigeria. And suddenly,
you want to correct what you see as a misnomer, or what you see as being sidetracked for the last few years now. And the question that I would like to ask you, Chief Ume, is when you say fairness and equity, what do you mean?
What we mean is that Nigeria, for it to make progress and be a truly united country, every part of Nigeria will be included in the affairs of the nation, including leadership at the highest level. If you don't practice equity and fairness by including all parts of Nigeria, we're not saying exclude this for the Southeast, but looking at the historical perspectives of this matter, 2023 is a ripe time for president to come from the Southeast on the basis of rotation, because we have used rotation to provide leadership in this country since 1999. We had Obasanjo from the Southwest, from the southern Nigeria. Then it went back to the north, Yaradua, after Obasanjo. That's the rotation. And after Yaradua, who died, unfortunately, after 3 years, the vice president took over, which was Jonathan. And in 2011, he did another 4-year term and ended in 2015. And because of that truncation by death of the tenure of Yaradua, the North did not want Jonathan to remain in that office. So the clamor for return of presidency to the North led to Buhari's emergence in 2015.
I mean, that may be unfounded.
How will it be
when
unfounded?
You say that the North does not want or did not want?
No, it was an open agitation across Nigeria.
But
if you were here, Jonathan was fought to the hilt, and by 2015, it had become palpable. It wasn't possible for him to continue in office, to the extent that people who were in PDP had to sabotage Jonathan in the presidential election. They were there and they worked for Buhari, who became president.
That's your argument.
These things are real.
No.
Yeah, I was national chairman of Abga.
Yeah, of Abga, but you were not in the PDP at the time.
Even people working with Jonathan in his kitchen cabinet were working for Buhari's presidency in 2015. That was what happened. Let's tell ourselves the truth.
So, because the region like Northeast, for example, North Central, for example, we also claim the same issue of fairness and equity that you have just spoken about. So,
how can they claim so?
I mean, if you say that in terms of rotation since 1999, if the Southeast deserve to have its own turn, the Northeast will tell you that they've never had their turn. The North Central will say they've never had their turn too.
Well, not limited to 1999. I was just giving a breakdown for you. Leadership in Nigeria started from 1960. And in 1960, when the British people left, we got independence. The first prime minister we had was Tafawa Balewa, who was from the Northeast. You know, he was head of government for 6 years. You know, for 6 years he was Prime Minister of Nigeria. Then if you come back after the war, starting from 1967, when Gowon became head of state, Gowon was head of state till 1975. He's from North Central, you're talking about. From there, you move on.
Are you talking about democratic leadership? You're talking about
leadership is leadership.
Military leadership.
If you are running the...
As far as the Southeast is concerned, it doesn't matter what you are wearing. Either you are wearing babariga or you are wearing khaki. It doesn't. Leadership is leadership.
Military leadership is more powerful than the civilian leadership. Because during military dispensation, you didn't have any legislature. You know, there were no checks and balances. They ruled with decrees. They did everything. And remember, it was these military heads of states that divided Nigeria into 36 states that we have today. You know. So they held the realms of office for a long time. Babangida was a president. Have you forgotten? He was military president. He wasn't military head of state. He was military president. That was what he was called. So if you add all those people from the North Central who had been military presidents, including Salami Abubakar, you agree with me that North Central has had a fair dose of leadership at the highest level. So they should be eliminated, you know, in this agitation.
So now the question is, in politics, you don't stampede people.
Yeah.
You have to reason with them and also speak to their sensibilities and also appeal to them. Are you doing that within the Greater Nigeria group or as a region? Are you doing that?
That's exactly what we are doing. And this conference was carefully planned. The resource people that came were very prominent Nigerian leaders. Edwin Clark and Payo Adebanjo, leader of Afenifere, and then Edwin Clark, who is the leader of PANDEF, were all special guests of honor. You needed to listen to their speeches and their addresses. Bitrus Pogu is the president of the Middle Belt Forum. You know, if these three groups can come to Abuja today and agree and submit that it is only fair and just that the president should come from the South in 2023, we've made our point. They were the people who were making the case with their own submissions, recalling historical perspectives, to emphasize that for Nigeria to be truly united country, we need to allow the Southeast produce the president. It has happened before. In 1999, because of the injustice of June 12th annulment that denied MK Abiola, who won the election, from getting into office and eventually died, Nadeko came up and through aggressive activities were able to put Nigeria on the spot that injustice needed to be addressed. You know, the whole country came together. The power brokers came together and agreed that the Southwest deserved to produce a president in 1999. That was how Obasanjo became president. And in that 1999, we had only two presidential candidates, Olufale and Olusegun Obasanjo. The whole Nigerians voted for a president between these two persons from the Southwest. Because of the expediency of the situation, there was need to address the injustice of June 12th. So at this point,
what injustice are we addressing now?
Southeast has not produced president for Nigeria.
Is that an injustice?
It's an injustice. It's an injustice.
Is it a political injustice or a legal injustice?
It's political and everything. Any color you give it is an injustice. If you look at the way we have shared power over the years, you will see that in the south of Nigeria, the Southwest has produced president through Obasanjo, democratically 8 years. Now they have the vice president serving out for 8 years with Buhari. Then the South has produced president through Jonathan, who has been there for nearly 6 years as president. Nobody from the Southeast has been president. So if it's the turn of the South to produce president now.
All right.
Will somebody from the Southwest do?
Let me make...
These things have been argued in the papers presented today.
Yeah. Let me make... I was going to make reference to what he said. Yes. He gave a warning. And that was a portion where I was telling the producer to bring out when we were going to start this program. The point where he was warning. He was asking for unity amongst the Igbo nation. Have you yielded to that warning? And some of the advice that he gave, part of which were not aired tonight, on what he thinks will be the obstacle in your way as a region from achieving your agenda.
No obstacle. If you had tracked up all that Payot Adebanjo just said in his speech, you will see that the one you choose is the low point in his presentation. He said that it is the turn of the Southeast to produce president for Nigeria. And he asked his own brothers, people from the Southwest, not to contest. That the justice of the matter is that the Southeast should be allowed to produce the president. That is the high point. Where
you don't see as a high point, that we see as a high point, is asking that you should unite.
Yes, unity is good, but what he's trying to say is that the Southeast people should come together and then work for each other. He didn't say we must present only one aspirant.
No, unity may not mean that you should have a unanimous or one candidate. Yes, it means then that you need to work together.
We have.
So the question is, how are you doing that?
We have one common agenda, that the president in 2023 should come from the Southeast. That is already unity of purpose. It doesn't matter how many people are contesting. And by the time the parties choose their presidential candidates, you see that any presidential candidate that comes from the Southeast will receive the maximum support of the people of Southeast. That is that unity he was talking about. And it's very difficult in politics for somebody to tell you that we are stepping down for one person, if what you want to allude to is that we should be able to present one candidate. No zone has ever done that in Nigeria.
I'm not sure that is actually possible, because there are 18 political parties officially today. How then do you want to have a unity candidate?
So it's not possible.
So, no, but
what he's saying is that you put your eyes on the ball. Unity of purpose. And that's what we are doing.
So how are you going to achieve that?
We have today paraded the presidential aspirants. Senator Pius Anyin was there. Mr. Peter Obi was there. Dr. Sabo Wabonwa was there. Governor Dave Umahi was there. All of them, you could see. Rocha Sokorocha was there. So things that you never imagined will be possible happened today. They all sat in a row. Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze, Dr. Mrs. Caroline Mosu, who is also seeking to contest, was there. So that is unity of purpose.
Let me ask you this
Dr. Chris Ngige was there.
Yeah.
All of them were on the table. We weren't talking about party today. We're talking about president from the southeast.
Let me ask you this. Does the Igbo nation, is the Igbo nation limited to the 5 states of the southeast?
No, we are talking about zonal sharing of power. We have northeast, northwest, north central. We have southwest, southeast, and south-south. So we are talking about power sharing on the basis of zonal rotation. When we went to the national conference, we agreed in 2014 that power should rotate between the north and the south in the first instance, and then across the geopolitical zones. In other words, if a president comes from north central at this time, after 8 years, power will rotate to the southern Nigeria. And if southwest gets the slot and produce a president for 8 years, it will return to the north.
Right. So the question
northwest will not take.
Now, so the question I was going to ask, I was driving at, is that are you limiting it to Igbo-speaking people of Nigeria?
We're speaking,
or just to the 5 states of the southeast?
We are talking about southeast. Because if
I know you have brothers and sisters in River State, you have in Delta State.
They will share in their zone when it gets to the turn of their zone.
So you are not considering them. They are not in this equation.
No, we're not talking about Igbo presidency. We're talking about southeast president. A president from southeast zone is different.
So because the Ikwere people from River State,
yes,
and Anioma people from Delta State,
yes,
I mean they will say
if it gets to the turn of south-south in rotation, they can contest.
So they are cancelled in this equation.
If you go to south-south, it's not only the Igbos that are there. You have the Jaws, you have the Efik, you have the Bibio, you have all manners of. In the Anioma area, you have the Igbo people, you have the Ikwere people in south-south. So south-south is not a homogeneous zone. There are various ethnic nationalities in the south-south. So when it is turn of that zone, all the ethnic nationalities in that zone can aspire to contest because the turn of that zone. So for us in the southeast, yes, is a homogeneous zone.
So your agitation is not for Igbo-speaking president. It's for
southeast because the equity and fairness we're talking about is on the basis of zonal rotation.
All right.
Zonal rotation.
So what about your brothers and sisters who are laying claim and saying, we are Igbos? I mean, and they're from Delta, they're from River State. You don't, are you saying they don't count in the scheme of things?
Historically, it's not the turn of South-South this time. And anybody who is from the South-South should be excluded from this arrangement.
But I saw some of them there. And that's
they can be there.
All right.
Some of them came to support us.
All right.
Yes.
All right, but
if you looked at the presidential aspirants that were there that spoke, all of them are from the southeast.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a break now. And when we come back, we get your closing thoughts on some of these issues and the way forward for Nigeria. Because not only who becomes the president of Nigeria, because sometimes that's a distraction. The real issues are the problems of Nigeria.
Sure.
And how to resolve and solve them. Yeah. Whether or not that was included in your agitation or your meeting today, we'll find out when we return from this break. And of course, the Dean of Borno Elders Forum, Professor Khalifa Dikwa, will be joining us also from Maiduguri after this break, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much. Now, everyone, our closing moments with Senator Victor Ume, former National Chairman of APCA and a Vice Chairman of the Greater Nigeria Group, and of course, a former federal lawmaker. Thank you so much, Senator Ume, for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was going to ask you, beyond who becomes the president of Nigeria and where the person comes from, what matters at the moment is the problem of Nigeria does not know ethnicity or religion. The problem is seeking solution.
Yeah.
Did you discuss the solutions of the problems?
Of course.
Did you identify what the problems are?
Of course, today, the presidential aspirants were given 3 minutes to speak on their programs, what they intend to do. What we tried to do today was to showcase the competent presidential aspirants and hopefuls from the Southeast. If you listen to them, you see that they have various ideas that are germane towards solving the problems in Nigeria. If you listen to someone like Mr. P2B, he said he's going to put Nigeria, pull it out from being a consumption economy to a production economy. Now that is the way to go. And if you break it down, you'll see that there's a sense in what he's saying. That's the way to reduce unemployment, poverty, and so on and so forth.
All right.
If you listen to others, you see their programs, So the important thing is that everybody has an idea of what the issues are. But if you want to exclude a certain group of people from offering leadership at that level to solve it, irrespective of if you are a magician from the Southeast that you can do everything, put it right, you cannot smell the presidency. That's what we are fighting against.
Unfortunately, we're totally out of time, but stay with me.
So take it now. The summary of the whole essence is that if we want to build a united country.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.